one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something, you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price. So I pull people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Bars forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline.
Welcome to Kicking It with Saint. Yo, first off, to all the subscribers, all the people who interact with the videos, who comment, who like, all of that, who share, subscribe. Bro, I appreciate y'all so very much. When I get on one day and I make it, just know I ain't gonna forget this. Mental notes and pictures. I'm not gonna forget this. I promise you. I appreciate you. I really do. Now, we got some things to talk about. Yo, first off, it's been a bad day, bro. But not necessarily. The Warriors lost. The Lakers won, so you know. But Steph Curry lost. And they, as you know, that's mine and my mom's favorite player. My mama called me this morning when I got up. She say, "Our boy lost last night." I said, "Yeah, I know. We lost by 3. I'm not worried, obviously. If you've been watching the Warriors for the last couple of years, it's no way you could be worried them going down 0-1. I told you that I thought the Sacramento would win game 1. I thought they would win it by more points. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect the Warriors to be that competitive in the game against them. If the Warriors had won, I would have expected Sacramento to just fall flat. For Sacramento playing as good as they played, I did not expect the Warriors to match that intensity in Sacramento. Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox both going for 30-plus points is special to me because you look at them ball together in college, which that blew my mom's mind when I told her that both of them played together in college. Plus, I fuck with Malik Monk. Y'all know that. I told you. In the offseason, I when he had made that comment that he wanted to stay in L.A., or it was some comment was made about him staying in L.A. for less money. I was like, that's stupid. Don't do that. You have so much money out there waiting for you. You too good of a player. You do not get to play basketball forever. Do not come back to L.A. on a cheap deal when you this young and can go out and go to a team where you have a bigger role. You can be in a spot where you can earn more money. Point blank, period. So I'm happy for Malik Monk. Happy for De'Aaron Fox. I'm still got the Warriors in 6, I believe. I gotta look at my thing. I wrote down every series and how the number of which I picked the series in. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, when the games start, I don't remember how many games I said it would take for a team to win. But the playoffs have started. The Lakers got a win today. Not shocking. I told you I'm taking the Lakers in that series. The video. Okay, so this show today is specifically, it's about a couple things. I want to talk about the charge in the NBA and should they take that shit out. And by what I just said, you probably know my response to it. And I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this or not, but I guess I'll talk about it for a quick little second. It ain't gonna be too long. Malika Andrews. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this because, you know, on this channel, I don't really talk about gossip and things of that nature. But I was talking to somebody and they was like, Saint, this not really, they didn't call me Saint. They called me by what I go by around them. But they was like, basically, this ain't really gossip. This is actually involved. This is happening in the sports world. And I was like, yeah, it is. But it feel like it's gossip still, or like drama that I don't really care for. Nonetheless, I guess on an ESPN show, well, I don't guess. I saw the show. I saw the clip of it where Malika Andrews, I guess Jalen Rose came in to give her like a half hug. One of them brotherly, sisterly type hugs that you give to a brother or sister. Unless you got a phenomenal relationship with them, then you give them like real embraces. But, you know, just to show the hug. And I guess Malika said, get your hands out my armpit. And now I just watched Corey Holcomb and Kwame Brown talk about this. That shit was hilarious. Listen, bro, don't nothing shock me with Malika, man. Listen, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'm not finna pick apart Malika Andrews. But listen, once people tell you who they are, once people tell you who they are, just believe them. But this is the thing was funny about this whole situation. These ESPN analysts, like, I be wondering to myself, like, when Malika get talked about like this, do she be wanting to go on Twitter and like defend herself? Like these analysts, they be listening to people create these narratives because people say she dating Dave McMenamin. I be hearing everybody say she, and I do agree with people who say like, where was this outrage? I never heard Malika speak on none of the stuff that white dudes do. A white athlete or a white dude within the sports world, I never see her address topics about that. But as soon as a black man do something, she quick to talk about it. And I agree with that. But it's so funny to me how when these athletes when these ESPN analysts and whatnot get talked about, it'd be funny to me looking like, yo, is they going to go on social media and, address this? Or is they just going to, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be interesting. KD need to hop in that shit like they be doing to him. He need to come in and talk about them on social media. But nonetheless, let's talk about this NBA charge, bro. Because I'm looking at the playoffs and Ja Morant got hurt because of a charge. Giannis basically got hurt because of a charge. And I done seen a lot of people get hurt over the years because of the charge. And to be quite frank with you, I'm not a fan of the NBA charge anyways. I don't think that's a basketball move. Specifically, you can see the pointlessness in a charge. I mean, you can see the ignorance in a charge when somebody go for a monster dunk and they get the dunk and the ref immediately call a charge. Like, I understand why the charge was put in place. You can't have dudes just running through the lane, all wild and shit, running people over and things of that nature. I get that. The charge that's in the NBA now is nowhere near about running people over. You can literally have a dude just run, set his feet, and if a dude is up in mid-air, he can flop, and it's a charge. Not to mention, I got no respect for dudes throwing their body around for charges, bro. Like, the NBA keep making it seem like we should respect dudes who take charges. Bro, that is one of the most unathletic basketball moves I've ever seen. Shit, fuck basketball. That's one of the most unathletic sports moves I've ever seen. Somebody going and taking a charge, bro. I'm trying to think, what's the equivalent of a charge in the NFL, bro? Like, just a move that shouldn't be in the game whatsoever, bro. I can't even think of one right now, bro. That should tell you, right, bro. I'm not a fan of the charge. They need to take that shit out of the NBA. For one, it's dangerous. A dude just throwing his body in front of another man that's in mid-air. Like, bro, that's hella unsafe for both parties. Now I'm looking at John Morant hurt. Now I'm looking at Giannis, who got a back contusion. Also, shout out Tyler Herro, bro. He broke his hand. So he's definitely missing the rest of the playoffs. I hope Giannis don't have to miss the rest of the playoffs, but it's a chance he could, because Curry had a back contusion early in the season and he missed multiple weeks. But they gotta get rid of the charge. I just think it's a bad play. I do not see the purpose in it. I don't see it. To me, it only, bro, it literally kill runs. It kill highlight plays. It's no purpose for it in the NBA. You should not be allowed to just go stand in. Listen, like I said, I understand if some dude is running through the lane all wild and whatnot. If you want to keep a charge in the game to protect from that, I get it. Now, it's going to be some bozo out there who say, oh, well, you got to have a charge because Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bro, just because Giannis is bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else does not mean you should punish him by having a charge. A charge should be there when you got big motherfuckers like Shaq throwing his elbows around or doing things that are not necessarily basketball moves to get positioning. That's not what Giannis is doing. You shouldn't have a charge to stop a fast break. That's ridiculous. If I'm on a fast break and I have to worry about a dude just throwing himself in the middle of the lane, not even playing defense, just bailing himself out of the play by trying to take a charge, that's hella ignorant. I cannot understand for the life of me why a charge was like, obviously, like I keep saying, I understand it was to prevent dudes from being wild in the lane and whatnot. But the fact that this rule has been what it is for the last couple years, and we see it fuck up plays so many times. We see it kill. One of the things is done. I watch basketball. I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I watch it now. A lot of that got to do with Kobe retiring and the fact that I only really watch Steph Curry. Well, I watch all basketball, but I really only watch Steph Curry the most. That's who I'm watching the most. However, one of the things that threw me off of basketball is all the different. We know basketball is a game of momentum. It's a game of runs. We done seen it too many times. However, one of my biggest problems in saying that is how different things in basketball can fuck up runs. If a team got a natural run going, I have no problem with that. It's a natural run from being great, from playing team ball. But then you got these charges happening. These refs calling ridiculous tic-tac calls. Example, I watched OKC. And I saw how they was giving foul calls to Shai Gilgeous. Just a lot of tic-tac calls. Calls that you really don't even have to make. But then I looked on the other end and I watched how they allowed Lou Dort and the OKC to defend Brandon Ingram. And they allowed him to be played physically. So I'm like, the ref on this end is allowing these dudes to play physical with Brandon Ingram. But on the other end, they won't allow them to be physical with Shai Gill. So essentially, that's fucking up the entire game for one team, because one team's going to get more fouls called for them. The other team is going to have to battle through tough contact because they're not getting calls called for them. And that's just fucking up the game. And then what happens when the refs out of nowhere switch and then flip it? And then now you got a whole nother game of momentum and runs being fucked up and happening. So because the NBA refused to address the refs, much like every sport, if you talk about the ref, you get fined. And for some odd reason, the refs don't get punished when they make bad plays, when they ruin games. All they do is release a report at the end of the game telling you that the ref got the call wrong. And I'm so sick of people keep continuing to defend refs saying like, oh, you know, they humans and y'all. Bro, we know that. Athletes is human too, and you still kill them. The fact that it's a balanced system in place for everybody but refs is insane to me. But that, the charge, like the basketball got so many things in it right now to me that's just, it's exploiting the game. People got mad about flops. I didn't even really get too pissed off about flops. I understand the ignorance in it. My problem wasn't the flopping. It was the refs rewarding the flopping. It always boils back down to these morons that are in striped shirts, bro. And I'm not trying to take shots at these men. But I'm just telling you right now, bro. When you really look at the NBA, that's why I don't watch college basketball. I can't. The referees play too big of a part of the game. It's like they wake up thinking that we came to see them. We didn't. I can't do it. And shout out to Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, bro. 2 Villanova dudes. And fuck both of them. Because I will never forgive them for beating UNC in that championship. My boy Marcus Page had to leave college without a ring because of them motherfuckers. And so I'm never going to let it die. And speaking of I'm never going to let it die. Some bozo on Twitter, ESPN reported that Giannis was out for the rest of the game. And some dude posted a clip of Harden and Kyrie being hurt. And he said, I will never forget. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with people? He happy Giannis got hurt because a team that he rooted for had 2 guys that got hurt as if Giannis hurt them and beat them. So now he happy Giannis got hurt because of it. This to him is payback for them getting hurt. What's wrong with people? This is what I'm saying, bro. Some of those fans that consume this sport, oh my goodness. It's tragic. It's tragic. I can't believe some of the shit that I see come out of these. Oh my goodness. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. But I would like to pause the episode, pause the show for a minute to once again thank my subscribers, thank the followers, thank the people who stop by and listen to the show and watch the show, the comments, the likes, the subscription, all of that. It's going to be worth it one day, I promise you. And I appreciate you. I really do. I cannot say that enough. I know I forget to say it sometimes. That's because I try to give you a coherent show where I'm going, making sure I hit everything. But in my mind today, after I read a lot of those comments, I said to myself, I gotta mention this in the video, and then I didn't forget. I appreciate y'all. Now, back to the show. So when it comes to the charging, bro, they got to do something with that. I hate the charge. I'm never gonna like it. And I just want y'all to know, I've been thinking about like the NFL thing. I said the equivalent in the NFL. Still can't think of what's the equivalent of a charge in the NBA, bro. I just think the charge is a garbage move. But shout out to the New York Knicks also. All of the defending of Julius Randle that I did last year paid off. Shout out to my boy Jew. Shout out to the Knicks getting a hard-fought victory in Cleveland. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. Like I said before, that man ain't been nothing but a bucket since he stepped foot in the playoffs. That kid is special. I refuse to believe that he is not going to win a championship one day. The reason I know he'll win a championship one day is because he already did the hardest part of what an athlete have to do in order to win a championship. And that's to cut yourself loose from a franchise that ain't going to win one. Utah was never winning a championship. They invested in Rudy Gobert. And listen, I'm not trying to disrespect Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert was a big reason as to why the Timberwolves are in the playoffs. However, Rudy Gobert was not helping them win a championship in Utah. Donovan Mitchell knew that. Donovan Mitchell knew that Utah wasn't committed to winning a championship and doing everything necessary to go get one. He also realized people ain't going to come to Utah. So instead of locking himself down into Utah on some ridiculous emotional connection to Utah, which teams never have to players if the player ain't successful, unless you're Udonis Haslem, he got the fuck up out of there. And now he has no connections to Cleveland. That's just another stop on this long journey of trying to become great. Because at the end of the day, people could talk about it. Fans can be mad when you leave their team all they want to. At the end of the day, what matter is them rings and them checks. That's it. Fans can be happy and enjoy the ride for as long as they want to, but at the end of the day, they ain't the one who pay the bills. They ain't the one paying your rent. They ain't the one who got to feed your family. They ain't the one who got to take care of the different generations that you're responsible for. You are. So go get that bread and get them chips along the way if you can. I love Donovan Mitchell. Love Donovan Mitchell. He one of the young dudes that's making me believe that I'm going to still love this game after Steph retire. Because I'm in no rush to see Steph or LeBron retire. I love them dudes. And so after Steph and LeBron, you got Giannis. I don't necessarily love watching Giannis all the time, but I do because I don't like watching Milwaukee. They colors is so dark. The arena is so dark, like, and it's Milwaukee. I just wish Giannis would go play with somebody else. But you got Giannis, you got Ja, but I'm not watching the Grizzlies. You got Donovan Mitchell. Bro, speaking of which, I watched Cleveland. Bro, Cleveland's court is hideous. Why is that the design that they chose for their court yesterday, bro? Why? It's a hideous, like, that bothered me. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait till this series go to New York for a better looking court. Like, Jesus Christ. I just watched Miami beat the Bucks. And it's interesting because the Bucks in this game looked like they needed Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was very clear that Giannis is what they needed in this game. But yet again, I will continue to say, and shout out to the Heat for getting that win on Friday against the Bulls. I didn't see that coming. Just because you just can't trust. Listen, like I said, I would have to constantly rely on Strus having an outer body game, which he did Friday. Vincent having an outer body game, and all these other dudes, and it's just not something I'm willing to do all the time. And obviously, the biggest of which, like I continuously said, because I love this man and I would never doubt him, which is why I went at his haters to start off my conversation the other day, is Jimmy Butler can have a playoff Jimmy Butler game. Another 30-point game last play-in game, 30-point game this game today against the Bucks. Like, I've been on the Jimmy Buckets train for far too long to ever hop off, which is why every time I critique the Heat, it's never Jimmy Butler. Listen, you have to understand, if you're not a Jimmy Butler fan, if you're not sold on Jimmy Butler, then I'm the wrong dude to be listening to. Because I love Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players to watch when playoff time come around, because I know Jimmy Butler don't give a damn about the season. But when Jimmy Butler come playoff time, it's a different cat. I think the Sixers are stupid for letting him go, choosing Tobias over him. I think Minnesota is retarded for letting or stupid for choosing Cat over him. Jimmy Butler is a phenomenal player, especially in the playoffs. However, like I said before, Bam Adebayo, bro. I think he had like 20 points today. Was the most meaningless 20 points I can remember seeing in the game. His 20 points made absolutely no difference in the outcome of this game, in my opinion. They was some of the quietest 20 points. For the longest, he didn't even have double-digit points. It's just because they was running away with the game, basically. And all the others were having big games, which is something you cannot religiously rely on. I don't know if Vincent going to have, hit 2 or 3 or 4 threes this game. I don't know if Strus going to have a good game again. Not to mention, as you can see, I'm not going to mention Jimmy because I count on Jimmy. Listen, bro. I'm never going to not have faith in Jimmy. My thing is, now, you don't have Tyler Herro. And Tyler Herro being as aggressive as he has been is one of the things that I thought was good for Miami. Now that you lose that, you have to count on Bam being aggressive, and I just can't. I can't count on that. Adebayo period. In the offseason, Miami need to look to trade Bam for a superstar. To see, not a superstar, for another star. They need to see if they can get like Dame, Bradley Beal. I'm trying to make a trade to get Jimmy paired up with another big time performer. Because essentially, you have Bam there to set screens, clog the lane, be a ball stopper in games that matter. And maybe once every 6 games that matter, he'll give you 15, 18, 20 points. Whereas if I go get Damian Lillard, I can rely on 25 plus points a game. In big games, I could probably count on more than that. I don't know the Bradley Beal thing, bro. He play a lot of meaningless games. I'm not finna sit here and act like Bradley Beal is like some world beater and he like the clutchest top player all time. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that. But Dame Lillard, I will act like that for. Bradley Beal is, I told you how I feel about the Bradley Beal situation, bro. No disrespect to Bradley Beal, the human being. I just think it's some losing ass shit to sit in a losing situation for as long as he doing constantly bitch and complain about it and have the negative body language that he constantly have. And I hear people all the time say, well, why would he be comfortable with losing? Well, why would he be comfortable continuing to re-sign in a losing situation when I understand the most money he can get is in with Washington? But you're not telling me if he hadn't played for another team, he wouldn't have still made just as much money with another team would have given Bradley Beal a max contract on a winning situation. Stop it. And I done told you before, I'm not mad at players going for the money. But when a player is actually going for the money, let's not act like that's not what's happening. Bradley Beal clearly is trying to make as much money as possible. Dame Lillard is no different in my opinion. Except for with Dame, I think he also don't want to be hated. I think Dame is such a big name. He don't want fans to boo him, but he should realize at this point, it's going to be like Russell Westbrook, bro. They didn't boo Russ when he left OKC. OKC fans wanted him to go try to win a ring somewhere else. That's exactly what Portland fans would be for Dame right now. That's probably what they would be for Bradley Beal at this point too. But I don't even know if Washington fans would give a damn at this point because Washington fans don't even talk about Bradley Beal like he's a star. They appreciate him. They fuck with him. But I feel like they fucked with John Wall harder than they fucked with Bradley Beal at this point. But I would never tell nobody to force a smile in a negative situation. But when you continuously re-sign, when you have the option to leave, so you actively are choosing to be in said negative situation, nah, my boy, I'm going to need you to force a smile every day you come to work because you chose to put yourself in this situation year after year after year after year. So, yeah. I even heard people say, well, come on, man, it's the management. Bradley Beal know the management is there when he re-signed. It's Bradley Beal. But that being said, though, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. More playoff episodes are coming. Deeper dives into some of these games are coming. But I had to talk about this charge and shit. Shout out to all the players who got hurt. Hopefully they get healthy. Speedy recoveries. Obviously, it's a big chance that Giannis does not return. It's definitely, Tyler Herro definitely ain't coming back with a broken hand. So, and I feel bad for Tyler Herro because he was hurt last year during the playoffs. And now he missing this playoffs because he hurt again. So hopefully speedy recoveries to all those players. Shout out to the Phillies for finally getting a fucking win today. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home.